Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to meeting number 571 of Blue Quest. I am your Sergeant of Arms today, yours truly, Toastmaster, Anna, the awesome Whistler. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting, so please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. The following are the meeting rules. Audience, please be advised that any behavior that disrupts this flow of meeting will result in removal from the meeting without any warning. Please ensure that your noise-making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. And as far as possible, please keep your videos on, your audio off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. For the role players, Toastmaster of the Day, Table Topics Master, and General Evaluator, please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself as role player, your name, and your club. You may omit the club name if you are a member of Blue Quest. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. The timer will use background change or screen sharing to indicate the time using of one of 3 cards. Green means that you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it is a good time to start concluding. And red specifies that you have 30 seconds or more to stop, or you'll be disqualified. Individual session timings will be explained in due time. We do encourage you to use the Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players. We sincerely suggest and request you not to send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus solely on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after each section and will be closed after 30 seconds. Now it is my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce to you our presiding officer of the day, none other than Sumit Juneja. For you, sir.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna, for starting this meeting. I welcome all the guests to our meeting number 571. We have with us Toastmaster Sarthak playing the role of GE and our guest Tiran playing the role of timer. We have Troy with us as our guest today. Thank you all to our guests for joining us today. I have certain announcement for the club. As we all know that we want to attain the mark of President Distinguished, and to achieve that, we need support from all of you. I request all the members to apply for the special leadership program, the details of which Khushbu has sent over our WhatsApp group. And it's advisable that we attend the meetings regularly because we are just a little short of achieving this President Distinguished Award. So I also request that in case any one of us want to qualify for in order to qualify for ISC speech contest, which is happening on 26th of January for Blue Quest, need some slot to qualify and attain level 2, please reach out to Toastmaster Khushbu and she will help us assist us in getting those slots in other clubs as well. Members are requested to go through the Toastmaster site thoroughly and understand it. In case any questions are there, you can reach out to either me or Toastmaster Khushbu. Will help you out and understand the base camp regularly because we have some of the new members in this club recently joining. We are there to help you and support you. And those who are finishing their speeches are requested to mark their speech completions as well as also file for the award. Because remember, when you file for your award and you complete your speeches, it gives us some credit, and that we need to achieve this President's Distinguished Award. And that's it from my side in terms of announcements. And I would like to welcome our Toastmaster of the Day, Deepak Arora, who will help us today. And this is the first time that he is playing the Toastmaster of the day. And he will help us understand customer relationship management. This is one of the most important aspects that one should know because customer is king. With this, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Deepak Arora. Over to you, Deepak. Deepak, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit. Today, what we are going to talk about the CRM, right? So good morning to all fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. You can have a smile. You can see this smile. When you see this smile can be seen on a salesperson's face when he gets a call from a dead lead or a lead or a deal. I'm confused about that, what it is. So moving further, we are going to talk about all about the CRM today, which is we call it as generally the customer relationship management. When we talk about CRM, is it a strategy or is it a process or is it technology? What it is actually. So most of the people talk about CRM most of the time. From a strategy point of view, this is a business philosophy about how the relationship with existing customers and potential customers should be managed. To achieve that, there are lots of products in the market, right? Most of them are cloud-based, right? So you must heard about the name of the products which are cloud-based, right? So to achieve that particular strategy or for getting a good relationship with the customers, there are lots of product, right? So what the CRM consists of? There are the major 4 components. There are lots of components about that, but there are 4 components which we are going to talk about, we're focused about today. Those are the sales, the marketing, customer support, and the post-sales. But in actual, you have to, what is the sales? What is the CRM is actually? Is it a sales or a marketing or a customer portal or post-sales? Actually, it's made of all these components, right? CRM software improves the customer relationship management by creating a 360-degree view of the customer. By capturing their sales interaction or a part of any marketing company issue or a concern resolution. Is this only about capturing data? What is the CRM is? CRM is only capturing the data or something else, right? It is actually a raw material to build up a good customer base by having a best customer retention and adding more customer strategies. Okay, what does that mean? It is about customers and employee experience. Today, we don't talk about only customers. This data helps us to make great customer experience and easy life for the employees. So how we can achieve that? We can achieve that by giving a lots of training to our salespeople, right? So I'm coming back to the things which I was talking about as to suffice to clear out what are the things I'm talking about. CRM is about a sales, marketing, and your customer support and a post-sale services, right? So how it is going to help us? It is going to help us to retain the customer, to adding more customers in our system, in our customer list, right? So how we can achieve that? So we can give a lots of training to our salespeople, and like for example, is giving a negotiation skills, how to help customers to choose over product. Like looking at your data can analyze different customer experience and can improve them, right? So you can do a lots of thing about revolving about the CRM. So moving forward, we'll talk a lot about a different components, for example, sales, marketing, and service and support. So moving back to the meeting, a typical Toastmaster meeting has typical Toastmaster meeting has three sections, right? The first section is prepared speeches, where we have three prepared speakers today. The second section is a impromptu speaking, where you will be given a topic and you have to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes. Guests are particularly encouraged to take the participate in the table topics. This section is headed by the table topic master, Khushbu Chokhani. The final section of the meeting will be the evaluation section, where everyone gets evaluated. This section is headed by general evaluator, and our general evaluator today is the Toastmaster Sarthak Arora, right? And just we are going to start uh, prepared speeches, right? So for speeches, actually, I'm breaking down into three sections of the CRM. One is the sales point of view, and the second is marketing point of view, and the third one is going for the support and services. So I'm just going to talk about the sales now. So how the sales people are getting benefited by getting a CRM, right? For the
Deepak,
sales rep.
Deepak, you're supposed to introduce the general evaluator before you go into prepared speeches.
Oh, okay. Okay. Our general evaluator is Mr. Sarthak Arora, right? Toastmaster Sarthak Arora. Sarthak is based out in Delhi, and his profession is aviation. He's into aviation, and these days he is focusing on the communication skills, and he's a part of Toastmaster, right? And he's from a CRM perspective, he is inclined towards, he broken down into two parts of his experiences. One is, for example, is he preferred to purchase the things online, right? And some of the things he like to purchase online, and some of the things he likes to purchase offline. What are the reason behind on those different purchases? The online thing which he is going to purchase is for electronics, because of easy services, right? uh, and he got a good services from online purchasing. For example, electronics, he wants to buy online, and some of the things he wants to purchase offline, because of he can feel them. For example, he wants to buy something which is like clothes, right? So he can go out, he can just try them, and then he buy those out. But why he's buying those things online, and why he's buying some of the things on offline? The way when he interact with the people for buying the clothes, he finds much comfortable. So that is why he is buying some of the things offline and online. So what is about the Sarthak Arora, right? And uh, moving to the speeches, right? So moving to the speeches back. So we were talking about the CRM.
Deepak,
So Hanji.
Sarthak has to introduce the role players.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sarthak, over to you, Toastmaster Sarthak.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters of the Day, for giving this opportunity. Let's give it up for Toastmasters of the Day for wonderful way of explaining his theme. Now, as my responsibility, the general evaluator of the day, it's my responsibility to see whether everything is going perfectly fine in the meeting, and I will be evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take notes on each and everything that happens or that doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. Now, I would like to call my most great backup tag team, that is timer, aha counter, and the grammarian one by one to introduce their role, and then let's introduce the first role, that is the timer. So first let me introduce about that person. Our timer for today is Kiran, and the background, when I saw the background of her, it's look very great, it's mesmerizing background. So let's see from the timer of the day what she has for us today. Over to you, timer Kiran. Thank you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Sorry if I have to. Okay, so I'm playing the role of timer. I will be noting down the time for the prepared speeches. The time limit will be 5 to 7 minutes. I will be giving a buffer zone of 30 minutes, 30 seconds after the prepared speeches. And for table topic speeches, the time limit is 2 minutes. And again, there will be buffer zone of 30 seconds. I'll be showing a yellow card. I'll be showing a green card, then I'll be showing a yellow card, and then I'll be showing a red card. After the red card, even if you speak, you will be disqualified. And as in the last meeting, we had 3 disqualifications. So I would request everyone not to over exceed the time. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kiran, for giving a great way of introducing your role. Now coming over to next role, that is aha counter. Aha counter will take care of your words as well as repetition. Now let me call upon Toastmaster Sumit for introducing his role in a detailed way. Over to you, Toastmaster Sumit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarthak. The purpose of our counter is to note down words and sound that we use as crutch or pause filler. Anyone who will speak, I will be noting down the usage of those crutch words. During the meeting, some of the words like well, but, so, right, you know, I will encourage if we don't use these kind of words too often. I'll also listen to words like and These are we use when we are thinking at a point of time, and then we feel that it's better to utter something rather than keep silent. It's better to always keep silent when we are thinking. And with this, I will present my report towards the end of the meeting when Toastmaster Sarthak will call me to present my report. This completes my introduction, and back to Toastmaster Sarthak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sumit, for such a great and detailed way of introducing your role. And last but not the least, we have our last auxiliary role, that is the grammarian, who is Mehul. So, yeah, here he is. So, over to you, Mehul. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarthak. Hello, everyone. A very good morning to all the Toastmasters. My role as grammarian is going to be to take a note of correct and incorrect usage of grammar as we proceed in this meeting. We also have a word of the day. The word of the day is invincible. The part of the speech is adjective. It means too strong or powerful to be defeated. An example could be discipline in our lives can make us invincible. The harder way to become invincible is to be in the cooperative mode. I should also put the word of the day in the chat window. Whenever the word of the day is used, please give virtual reaction or go to your reactions window and give a thumbs up. And let us encourage the usage of the word of the day more and more. I will present my report when called upon by the general evaluator in the evaluation section. Till then, happy grammaring. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarthak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehul, for introducing your role and giving the word of the day, which I feel we all can connect in our lives as well. Let's give it up for our tag team who has introduced their role in a very great way. Thank you so much, everyone. Now I will present my evaluation report at the end when the Toastmasters of the day will call me. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarthak. So we are going to start speeches, right? Our first speaker. So firstly, I'm going to tell about what are the role of the CRM in a salespeople life, right? So how it is going to help the salespeople or a sales department. For a for sales rep, they understand their sales pipeline better, right? So the funnel is very clear in front of their face in the morning, so they can have their own dashboards in front of when they start their day. They can see that what is the plan for their day to day, and what are the sales pipeline, how it is looking, how the funnel is looking. So how they can track their leads as well. They can nurture them. They can manage their sales opportunities. What does that opportunity mean? Sales opportunities means you can manage your interactions with the people regarding your own sales. For example, there is one, what is expected to sell to the customers. That is what the opportunity management. They can track their interactions, their products, what they're going to sell them. They can also track their day of the activities. What are the interactions? For example, is the phone calls, they can record that, email interaction, sending the documents, and the reminders, and a lot more for a sales representative point of view, right? And over and above that, they can have the mobile CRM. For example, they're going out, they can look at that, what needs to be done today, and what is the plan for today, and they can move around in the market, or they can stay back into the office and work their own other things, right? So there are lots of things can be tracked by a sales representative. And what is from a sales top management, for a management point of view, what they can track from the CRM. So they can look at the progress of individual team members. Are they achieving their sales targets or not? Are what our products are doing into the market? For example, is there number of products they're selling, which is the most selling product into into which area? There are lots of things can be done on the data which they're getting filled by the salespeople interactions, and they can do a lot about to improve their sales pitches or their sales as per the product, right? So there can be lots of things can be done from sales perspective, right? So coming back to the speeches, right? So our first speaker today is the Toastmaster Paranjay Kawatra. His path is presentation mastery, and he is presenting an icebreaker speech today. So today, most of the people are using most of the people are going online and buying lots of things. Like, for example, is for the young generation, like Paranjay Kawatra, he's buying lots of things online, right? So he prefers to buy the things online. What is the reason behind that? Why the people are moving towards online and moving out of offline, which is a big challenge for the markets which are offline. But what is the why things are happening towards online? Because there are lots of marketing is happening around that, right? So lots of marketing and lots of uh, different services people are getting. People are dropping everything at your doorstep, and even you can return back the things, right, online. So that is why the people are moving online. So that is what Pranjay is also doing that, right? Moving further, he would be evaluated by Toastmaster Ashok Sharma. Time of the speech would be 4 to 6 minutes. Title for the speech is The Next Chapter of My Life, right? So Toastmaster Pranjay, can we have an audio video check?
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you're pretty clear. Yeah. So now Pranjay is visible.
Toastmaster of the day, I just have one request. May I also test my screen sharing?
You are able to share the screen. We were able to see your screen.
Okay.
What I would suggest is that you show the green card for 10 seconds, yellow for 10, and keep the red card up. Do not share your screen throughout, because what happens is that this is also getting recorded. Then all we will be seeing is your screen, and the speaker will be in a very small icon at the top. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Pranjay, you're visible.
So,
So you're audible and visible. Right. So
One-
Pranjay Kawatra, The Next Chapter of My Life, The Next Chapter of My Life, Pranjay Kawatra.
Will you read out the objectives? Hold on, before that. I think Ashok should read out the objectives of the speech.
Actually, he read out the objectives, sir. He's
Okay.
already read out the objectives.
Fine. Thank you.
so good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I am Puranjay Kawatra. The meaning of the name Puranjay is Lord Shiva. And the reason for my name is Puranjay that I was born in a highly conservative family with a deep religious roots. I grew up at a place called Bhiwani in Haryana, India. I met my parents 20 years ago, and I was so excited that I forgot about the dress code. Since then, I've always set very high standard for myself, and almost without fail, I've always fallen short for the mark. But deep down in my heart, I always knew that someday I will hit the mark. When I was 12 years old, we shifted from Jaipur to Bhiwani, and it was a big change for me and my family. Like suddenly we shifted from a big city to a small village, and there were many problems at first through time, but we got adopted. Well, that was in the past. So what did I do when I came to this new city? I tried all the things, and turns out I'm good at many sports, and I'm a swimming champion, and I also love playing football. So when I joined my college, my goal is to be rich. So I started everything that is possible to make money, so that I can fulfill all my needs without the help of my parents. Firstly, I started writing technical blogs, which would pay me some money, but it is a long process. I needed a better source to earn money. I learned I learned about cryptocurrency, and which is the best decision of my life. And coming to the part where I joined the college, I'm currently doing my engineering in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Do you know what is AI and ML? Don't worry, we will not teach you this today. But just know that in this we make machines think like humans. But I did not go to my college due to this lockdown. My whole bachelor's degree is going online. This is the part which I not liked about my story and my engineering degree. Like my whole bachelor's degree is going in home, but there are good parts of this as well, like this Toastmasters meeting. I noticed that I need to improve my communication skills, so that's why I have joined the Toastmasters meeting, so that I will get better in my skills. Not only I have set high goals for myself, but as I gain wisdom, I kept moving my goalposts. Recently, the best day of my life I remember, that is when I got a paid internship at a company as an AI engineer. My family and my friends are happy that that finally I can stand on my own legs, and this was the one of the best moments of my life. Also, other than this, I'm also working on two startups with where one of the startup is of auto components and another mechanical servicing of cars, and other startup is a client based company which will give newly started startups their website and mobile apps. And we are already working on the prototype and will launch the product soon. So looking at the past, I remember I'm a much different person which I was 3 years ago when I played football. The better the things are that I now have more interests and hobbies than I ever had. I read, I blog, I play football. I love going to the gym. So every day I wake up with a purpose that today I will do it with perfection and to the best of my abilities, and not someday, but today I can do it. Now I'm living my life in a moment that I am feeling very happy right now. I'm giving my icebreaker speech today, and this is the next chapter of my life where I'm the writer and I can write it in my own way. Thank you. Over to you, Toshmi.
Deepak, you're muted.
Deepak, you're on mute.
Thank you, Paranjay. It was a nice speech. So now we are going for a 1 minute silence for feedback for the speaker. Toastmaster timer, can you please showcase the red card after 1 minute? Thank you.
The timer is having problems with the display card. She will type in the chat box and I will change the background color. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Time is over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupendra. So now we are moving to our speaker number second. So our second speaker today is the Toastmaster Sumangal Gupta. So her path is leadership development, and she is going to present her icebreaker speech. Right? She's purchasing one of known brands for skincare. So how she's taking decision to buy these particular brands. She's watching videos about that particular brand on a YouTube for a particular brand, for that particular brand, right? And the product. This is actually a pure marketing. So people are putting, so the brands are putting in lots of information on social medias, right? So by going over there, so you can take the decision that makes you easy to decide. So there are different medias you can take your own decisions. Like for example, as you're listening a lots of things about the products on social medias. There's one, for example, as there is some Facebook or a LinkedIn, or you heard about the Insta nowadays. You can lots of things about things. You can see the things. And you can upload lots of videos on YouTube as well. Which can explain or train for you for a better services or better support, or it gives you a lots of comparison online, which makes you too easy to decide where to go or what things needs to buy, right? So that is how she is doing, right? So for CRM. CRM is also captures how CRM also captures your inputs on your social media websites as well. For example, what do you like, what do you dislike, what are you talking about, or what post you're putting on your social medias about their products or about anything, about in terms of products, right? So what are your likes and dislikes it captures? So they put their information more in terms of that media or about that products or your dislikes. They can improve their products, they can make changes in the product and then move on, right? So so that is how she has taken a decision, right? So for a particular brand. And she also she has a great experience buying specially roasted coffee from a specific website as well. All of them send freshly roasted coffee, which gives her a good experience and a great taste. Why she likes them? Because their products are good, their services are good. So that is how the people are doing for retainership of their customers. That is what it is, right? About her. Moving further, she will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Surendra Bhaumik. Time for the speech would be 4 to 6 minutes. Title for the speech is Your Life is Your Message. Toastmaster Sumangal Gupta, can we have an audio video check for you?
Hello, 1, 2, 3. Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yes, Sumangal. Thank you. So Sumangal Gupta, your life is your message. Your life is your message, Sumangal Gupta.
5 months back, I joined Toastmasters with the great enthusiasm and excitement that I'll enhance my communication skills. But over the period of time, after a couple of months, I lost my interest. And I don't remember why, but I was not able to put in all the time and efforts required for the meetings. And I suddenly stopped attending the meetings. One fine day, out of the blue, on the first week of the new year, Khushbu Chokhani, the VP Education, called me, and she tried to understand my goals and my goals for attending and for joining the Toastmasters. Her argument was invincible, and I was entirely got inspired and motivated to attend the Toastmasters meeting. So here I am, fellow Toastmasters, good morning and good evening, delivering my first icebreaker speech. And so fasten your seatbelts and put your phones on silent because I'm taking you on a ride today. So I was born on a Christmas Eve, the season of festivals, and I was brought up in a nuclear family with no siblings for 13 years. I was a single child. So I got all the love, care, and attention of my family and parents. So as we know that everything comes with the cost. So all this love, care, and attention also comes with the entire pressure and expectations from my family to excel in everything. Especially in India, we have a huge pressure from families to excel in the field of studies. And somehow I managed to survive that pressure, got up to their expectations, and excelled in every field. Like I was excelling in studies, sports, and other extracurricular activities. I had made good friends in school, but when I looked around, I found that there is something I was missing. And what was it? As I mentioned, I was a single child for 13 years. I was missing a sibling. I was missing a sibling to love, to care, to share love, and to fight. There was no one when I come back to home other than my parents. So I started praying that for a sibling, and years later, finally I got blessed with a cute little brother. But to my surprise, instead of getting happy as my dream was fulfilled, I was very sad. And you know why? Because all the love and attention from my parents, which I was getting from the last 13 years, was entirely shifted to a newborn. So now I was to understand that, and I could not cope up with that. I was I was losing my concentration. I fall my grades in school fall down. I was lagging behind, and over a period of time, my parents understood this. Like my parents talked to me, they listened to me, and they finally made me realize that this is not how it works. I understood that now there is someone with whom the love and the care will be shared with. So again, I got cheerful and excited enough, and excited that yeah, I have a sibling now. I can come home and fight with him. So fast days went by, and fast forwarding to the high school. Then again, there is a real pressure. The pressure of securing a engineering seat in a prestigious engineering college. And I worked hard. I worked day and night, and finally got an admission in a decent college. Uh, and the 4 years of my college life started. I spent 4 years in the beautiful campus of Himachal, fall in love with the mighty mountains. When I spent the rest 4 years of my college life, I become a more of an independent person. I used to take my own decisions. I stopped feeling the pressure less and started working more on myself and started living the life without any expectations. I had developed a new passions for traveling. I traveled to different parts of India, especially in the Himachal, and explored the Indian culture and started living life like a bird. I found a new interest in dancing as well and started learning Kathak for 2 years. But now what? Again, there is a pressure. Let me solve the riddle for you now. Like, you must be thinking, what now? As everything is going good, I got a good corporate job, but what now? My friends from the college are getting married. My cousins are getting married. The pressure has never been so real. But now I am confident and more patient enough to take that pressure instead of getting and start along with that to live my life. So, fellow Toastmasters, from this story of my life, I want to share a message with you that live your life to your fullest. Don't make it a pressure cooker, because life is not a pressure cooker. Live life, make your efforts, and everything else will follow. So, back to Toastmaster Deepak. Thank you.
Deepak, if you
Thank you.
said anything, you were to.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Sumangal. It was a nice speech about yourself. So now we are moving towards the speaker number 3.
1 minute silence, Deepak.
Oh, sorry. Now we'll have a 1 minute silence for a feedback. Can start. Thank you, Toastmaster Rupen. So now moving forward. Now our third speaker today is Toastmaster Anna Wessler, and her path is in motivational strategies, and she's going to present her icebreaker speech. And she's been she is been working, and she has a 17 years of work experience, right? And she owns her own company, right? And she is taking care of the marketing and operation, so she understands most of the part of the CRM, right? And she is taking care of as a store manager for clothing, women's clothing, and brought up her company for 700 to the 7th now. So she is doing a lots of marketing, and she's doing lots of marketing activities, and she's getting lots of attention to within the customers, right? So she has through sales and performance. Most recently, She was ranked #1 in the mobile sales and top 10 in business to business sales. And now she is moving further. She will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Pratima Razdan. Time for the speech would be 4 to 6 minutes. And the title for the speech, title for the speech is Christmas Past, right? And now, Toastmaster Anna, can we have an audio video check?
Can you see me and hear me?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. And yeah, we can see you as well. So now Anna Whistler, Christmas Past, Anna Whistler.
As much as I love Facebook, and I love Facebook, it does an amazing job at reminding me of my past. Now, I'm the person who loves happy memories. I cherish them, and my favorite time of the year, of course, is Christmas. So when memories pop up in my Christmas pasts, I have nothing but joy and happiness. The memories of cheer and thrill and laughter, the smiles that appear on people's faces. To look back, I realize there's a lot of time that's passed, but the memories, the excitement, the thrill. Even 7 years ago, my father was healthy. I was married. My nephew was adorable. You know, that perfect age where Christmas is a thrill. And my grandma was still alive. So let me take you back. Christmas of 2014. My parents were living in Kansas. Now, if you have ever watched The Wizard of Oz, you know that Kansas is flat with corn growing fields. And while it is not black and white like the movie broadcasts, it definitely doesn't have a ton of rainbows. But my siblings decided to come in from all parts of the country to celebrate Christmas together. So imagine a weekend, a house filled with 4 of us kids, 3 significant others, a grandchild, my parents, and oh yeah, the matriarch of the family, my grandmother. It was bound to be a weekend full of love, laughter, games. We even created a schedule of who was cooking what meal at what time, just to avoid any stress. But life offers different flavors, and my family was about to witness something rather bitter: the emotional abuse of what I thought was my marriage. Allow me to explain. 3 days before Christmas, my brother, my then husband, and I arrived at my parents' house after an arduous 8-hour drive all the way through Kansas. And we arrived a day earlier than originally had planned. Now, I was in charge of Christmas Eve dinner. So imagine my surprise when my ex accused me of being a bad wife just because he did not get his breakfast on time. On top of it, it was not just the simple fact of breakfast. No, Mr. Narcissist was looking for sausage, French toast, bacon, eggs, and all to be served on a golden platter. Obviously, cereal was just way too below his standards. Second blow came. We were in charge of Christmas Eve dinner. Now, Mr. Narcissist, he's the man. He is in charge of the meat, the roast. And contrary to many of our cautionary or suggestive suggestions to do a little checking of the propane tank before the grill started, no, he started grilling the meat and ran out of propane. So there took my oven. I'm in charge of the rest of the meal. I have to do potatoes, green bean casserole, eggs, all this to be ready at the same time. And I had no oven to do so. Dinner was delayed by 3 hours. So as soon as the roast was out of the oven, I did what any wife would do. I went on damage control mode. I began cutting the roast, setting the table, getting everyone around, And unbeknownst to me, I needed to wait 5 minutes before I started cutting the roast. That was the tipping point. He got angry. He yelled at me in front of everyone else in my family. The words he spoke cut through me like knives. And to top it off, he went and pouted in the living room like a little child, refusing to eat or talk to me. The drive back to the hotel was in silence. All the way, I kept wondering, how is any of this my fault? Am I just so fundamentally flawed that I am unfixable? In case you're wondering why I came back with him, well, I believed as the duty of a wife, it was my job to keep my husband happy. And all problems that we would have could be resolved by talking them out. Well, turns out Mr. Narcissist didn't want to talk. In fact, he just wanted to get a ride to the hotel. And as soon as we arrived, he said, grab my stuff and go to my parents' house. As I laid on my parents' couch that night, I have never felt so alone on Christmas. I look back now at that Christmas and knowing the pain and suffering that I had to endure. But that's not what I choose to remember. See, that Christmas was the last Christmas before my dad had a tragic motorcycle accident that stole part of his cognitive abilities. It was also one of the last Christmases or times I got to see my grandmother before she passed. The pictures that appeared on my Facebook page were that of us battling on this video game, attempting to knock each other out in the blows, and my cutest nephew seemingly unable to beat any of us. I remember the joyous moments and the proud honor I felt when my grandmother asked for seconds of a meal that I had worked so hard to prepare, complimenting every taste of it. The laughter we shared as a family, the banter that we created, the memories that we chose to make are what I choose to hold on to in that situation. I choose to take the pain, that suffering, and learn from it, but throw it aside when it comes back to my memories. So now it's your turn. What pain or frustration do you need to withhold from your memories in order to make them the best ever? Master Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anna. It was I kind of say it's a nice nice one, but yeah, we wish you for a best of luck to you for having a great memories for Christmas moving further in your life, right? So moving further, yeah, so we are just holding for 1 minute for a feedback.
It didn't come.
Can you start?
Timer is 1 minute over.
1 minute is over.
Okay, thank you. So moving further, now we are moving to our second section of our meeting, which is the table topic master, right? So which is for today. Table topic master is Khushbu Chauhan for us. For CRM perspective, she actually she thinks that customer requires value and the relationship requires nurturing. When these are met, all is managed well, which is very true actually. Which is very true. If you're giving a value to a customer, means you're taking care of everything about the customer, right? It doesn't mean that the process of a sales or maybe a marketing or maybe a post-sale services or a pre-sale services, right? You got to give a value. When you're giving a value to those people who are running your organization, right? So because the customers are your bread and butters, right? So when you are giving a value to them and giving a great services to them, obviously they're coming back to you again and again and giving you a chance to sell more products or a cross-selling or a upselling for you, right? So that is what she meant for that, right? So moving further, now she is over to you, Toastmaster Khushbu Chokhani. So you please start the table topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I hope I am audible and fairly visible.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Table topics are those impromptu topics which will help us to express our opinion. Imagine you are going to talk to a customer and the customer suddenly comes up with a complaint or a query and you don't know what to answer. So if you attempt table topics, it will give you thinking skills, organizing skills, listening skills, and skills to understand your clients much better. Today, the table topics are impromptu topics, and for this, we are allotted minimum, we have to speak minimum for 1 minute and maximum for 2.5 minutes. The timer will show green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 2 minutes, and the red card at 2.5 minutes. And with this table topic master role today, I am also attempting my project of listening skills from level 3, whereby I will be giving not evaluation, in fact, what I can understand from the table topic to the speaker immediately, and based on that, the general evaluator is going to evaluate me. So I would like to invite my first speaker for table topics, and I would request Keith. Keith, are you up for a topic?
No, I am not available at the moment.
Not a problem. I can see Tracy as well. Okay, he has left the meeting. Can I request Toastmaster Raj Mehta for a topic?
Yeah, please.
Sir, your topic is customer is God. Customer is God.
Thank you, table topic master, Toastmaster Khushbu. When I get up in the morning, after taking bath, I go to my temple made within my house and pray to God that everything should remain good as it has been in the past. Then we go to the market. For me, my market is my incubator, where I have customers in the form of incubators. Not only that, we go to other markets and buy something, where we are treated as customers. So at the same time, in the same life or in the same day, we are customers as well as we are the people who are giving services to others. And we expect what we want to give to others. When a customer comes to us, like when an incubator comes to me, and if they have some difficulty in executing any of their plans regarding technology or HR or finance or mentoring and others, I'm there to help them. For me, they are my God. Similarly, if I go to a shopkeeper and buy something for him, I am the God. But sometimes what happens that these goats demands too much from the person whom they are addressing. I know customers are God, but sometimes they take undue advantage of being in that position. They would ask something which is not eligible, for which they are not eligible. They would ask something for which they have not paid that much amount or that much time or that much attention, and they are asking something which is beyond their expectation, beyond their handling power. So I know customer is a God, but at the same time, God has also to understand that the demand or the request should be as per their capability, their own knowledge, and their own capability and their own capacities. Because if I'm asking, say, some Taj Mahal for a rupee of 10, the seller will not give me that Taj Mahal for a rupee of 10 because I'm asking too much. Though the seller, whosoever it may be, think that I am the customer, I am the God, but it is not so. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raj. I loved your exemplary opinion that yes, customer is God, and we need to serve him and add value in his life. But sometimes he asks for things which are not within the framework or the space of the seller. And you really framed it well when you have compared your God with and your work, your God with your customer, and your market as with the incubator. I completely agree with you that yes, we have to offer value to our customer, but at the same time, we need to mark our boundaries so that we can actually safeguard ourselves and make the customer realize that adding value along with having a good relationship is important. So thank you, Toastmaster Raj. And moving to the next speaker, I would like to request Toastmaster Mehul. Are you up for a topic?
Sure, Khushbu.
Your topic is customer wants free things. Customer always wants free things.
I'm a customer and nothing fills my stomach better than the free meal. And this I have done a trillion times to say so with Zomato and Swiggy. A pinch of salt extra in my salad, a pinch of butter extra in my butter chicken, and the complaint directly goes to the restaurant. And what comes in return? A free meal. And the joy I get from that is exponential. I absolutely enjoy getting free meals. And a customer, just like me, sometimes ruins these businesses for bad. On Zomato's list, I have been blacklisted for any more free meals. I no longer get refunds. I no longer get returns. All I have to do is pay full money every single time I order now on. Both Swiggy and Zomato have put me in the block list. I'll take you down to my school times. I was in a school and I appeared for a scholarship exam for another school for DPS, and I cracked 100% scholarship there, over and above my admission fees. And I was absolutely fine, and I went ahead and deposited the admission fees and switched. Just 2 days before the opening of my own school, the scholarship exam was held and I was given a transfer there at free of admission cost as well. Now I was in a dilemma what to take, a free scholarship and the payment that has already been made, and file a complaint there and go to my own school when I've gotten the entire free 2 years of academic in 11th and 12th. It was a dilemma. But then again, the person inside me or the freebie demon inside me keeps me in the mind that yes, Mehul, you just need everything for free. File a refund at DPS and just go ahead with this and be absolutely free in your mind with the terms of money. My life has always been about getting free meals. So if you ever want to invite me for a free lunch or free dinner, free breakfast, I'm always in. Please count on me and I'll be happy to join you. And let's talk more about free meals and how to get sure that you get free meals, free academic scholarships, and everything else. Thank you so much. And over to you, TTM Khushbu.
That was so humorous. Thank you so much, Mehul. You really brought a big, big smile on every member of the audience, and that made your speech a great humorous speech. You should write more humorous speeches, and I'm more than freely welcome to come and hear them out. And I will not pay for it. So I love the fact that how you began with a story, that how you told us that how you were blacklisted from Zomato and Swiggy because of your free nature, which is actually ingrained in your childhood. And we know that most of our patterns are actually coming from childhood. So yes, I can see that your childhood has given you a lot of options for exploring free things. And I truly enjoyed your speech with each and every bit of humor that you added at every sentence, and there was continuous flow in your sentences, and that made your speech a brilliant one. Thank you so much, Mehul. Now I would like to give Deanna a topic. Deanna, your topic is customer is not right always. Customer is not right always, and I have typed in the chat box for you, Diana. Customer is not right always. And meanwhile, Diana types her table topic in the chat box. I would like to request our third speaker, Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. Can anyone take up the role of timer for timing Toastmaster Rupinder Singh to show him the green card and the yellow card?
I will time myself. That's okay.
Okay.
That's the timer is letting me know the time through private chat.
Okay. So Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, your topic is customer is not always right. Sorry, customer is always right. Customer is always right is your topic.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ that customer is always right. Not necessarily. I could give you so many examples where customer is not right, where customer is unreasonable. And I've seen organizations go out of the way to accommodate an unreasonable customer so much that they set unrealistic expectations, not just for themselves, but for their peers. Case in point, I have two young men living just below my apartment. Now, Domino's has this policy that if you deliver a pizza, if you don't deliver a pizza within 30 minutes, you get it for free. These people order a pizza, then they won't open the door for about 30 minutes. People will keep calling them up and they don't open the door. In what universe is that behavior right? What are you trying to do? I know that Domino's does not penalize their delivery boys. Where it does not penalize delivery boys when such things happen. But there is a penalty in the same amount of time, that poor fellow could have delivered pizzas elsewhere. He could have made more customers happy. And there is a cost to this. So when you tell me, Madam Topics Master, that customer is always right, I beg to differ. Customer is not always right. And organizations that believe that we have to be good to our customers need a rethink. They have to be good for their customers, which means that if the customer is wrong, they need to put them in the place. They need to tell them that, look, this behavior is not acceptable. Not just go out of the way to accommodate a customer who they know is not doing the right thing. So to your topic, Madam Topics Master, customer is not always right. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. And I completely agree with you that the customer is not always right. And the way you have drawn the comparison with Domino's, which is a popular pizza chain brand in India, often delivers pizza within 30 minutes and makes it free if it's not delivering within 30 minutes. And it makes the customer feel that he is the god. I completely agree with you. And the kind of dissatisfaction which you brought in your voice, that how sometimes customer actually takes the seller, the company for a ride, was completely in a position where I felt that you are so right, that we at times, that the company, that the seller need to set the expectations right, need to have the boundaries right, need to show the place where when unruly and unacceptable demands are coming from the customer. And you put forward to it very rightly with a great example. Thank you. And now I would like to go to my last speaker, and I would like to approach Toastmaster Sumit for a final topic. Toastmaster Sumit, are you ready?
Thank you, Khushbu, for choosing me.
Your topic is seller is always at mercy. Seller is always at mercy.
There is a buyer and there is a seller. Who is at mercy? I believe that no one is at a mercy of other person. There is a lot of suppliers in the market. There is a lot of buyers in the market. And a market is a place where both the seller and the buyer come together to do a transaction. If that is the case, there is an option always available that if a customer is not willing to buy from you, there would be somebody else who would buy from you. We should not accept anybody's mercy, and that's the same apply with the buyers and sellers. We should always figure out a way to make our value proposition so much stronger that the customer should feel and come to our doorsteps to ask for the product. When we do not deliver the good quality product, that's the time when the seller is at mercy of the customer. So it all depends on the provider of the service, that how he wants himself to be positioned, whether to be positioned at the mercy of a customer or be a king at his own place. And to be a king, one rule will always help you, and that is offer value. Value is something that the definition of value is something that other people perceive they derive from the services. And whenever the value that you offer is more than the price that you charge, you will have so many customers, because nobody is fool in this world and nobody is at the mercy of other. Having said this, one thing to take away from the speech is create value and be the king. Over to you, Toastmaster Khushbu.
That was very well said, Toastmaster Sumit, that yes, create value. And if you are the value creator, all the customers, all the clients will run after you. If you are the honey, the bears will come to you. You don't need to be at anyone's mercy. And the way you said it, that no one is at mercy for anyone, with your hands, the way you used your hands today, I saw in your speech completely clearly marked movement, and that outstanded even your speech. I was so engrossed that how you told us that the universe is abundant, and if you actually add value, you can never be at anybody's mercy. All you need to do is bring value so that everything is in place. And with that, I would like to end the table topic section and hand over the podium back to our TM or Toastmaster Deepak. And Diana, I will give your evaluation in the chat box privately to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Khushbu. So now moving to the next the third content of the meeting is a general evaluator, right? General evaluation. So now we are correlating this particular part of the CRM to the service and the support, right? So everything which we are doing in your life, and not in terms of the sales or marketing or anything else, whatever you're doing is feedback is required to move in the right direction, right? So when you're doing anything in your life or moving further, you think you're always right, or you're not getting a great direction to move on, right? So that is the feedback is required in a CRM as well. So for making the things better in your services, in your products, in your marketing campaigns, or anything which you're in an organization, right? So that is how that is how the evaluation is required all over, right? So that is how we are going to do in this meeting as well. So it's over to the general evaluator Sarthak for further evaluations.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepak, for such a great organization happening as of now. And the way all the speakers have spoken today was invincible. I really love the way all speakers have done. Now is the third most important section after the speaker prepared speeches, table topics, and last is the evaluation. So now I would like to call my first evaluator to evaluate the speech of first speaker, who is Ashok Sharma. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Thanks a lot. I would like to share the feedback, the evaluation for Puranjay, who gave his icebreaker speech. Puranjay, you did a really fantastic job. As it was your first presentation, you were really good in that. What went well in your presentation is, first, you were very confident, as it was your first speech, but he was very confident when he's presenting. He added humor also when he said that I met my parents 20 years back. So he added a good amount of humor. So that grabbed the attention of audience. It was a good story which he tried to cover, where he spoke about various achievements, various type of activities, and various type of works he's doing. So that gave us good understanding what Puranjay do and how he's doing that all. Few areas, Puranjay, I want to suggest which you should work upon. If you will be able to improve those areas, definitely you will be invincible in terms of your speech, and the other areas you are improving, you are doing, you will be able to do in these areas also. First is, I was not able to understand why you had a mouse in your hand, because I was expecting that you either would be using it as a prop, or you are going to talk something about that. And here you don't have moving slides also. So I was not able to relate that one point. Second thing, I found that you tried to cover too much information. So your flow was a bit scattered. You started that you were in a big city, moved to a small town, then your work life, school life. So you tried to cover a lot of things, but I feel that if you would have improved a pace in a bit better way, that would have made your story much interesting. You spoke about the entire story, then you gradually reached to a point, and then you said, okay, with Toastmasters, it's my next chapter of my life. That ways it was really good. But I missed that connect point, that how you can connect your the story to the Toastmasters point. So if you would have added something like, okay, I'm facing this challenge, or I want to improve this area, that's why I want to get into Toastmasters, that would have made a better storyline and linkage. Otherwise, it was first speech and it was really good. And we hope that in future we will see more and more speeches from your side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashok. Let's give it up for Toastmaster Ashok for a very invincible evaluation. The way the things covered by Toastmaster Ashok are absolutely right. And just one thing that CRC approach can be used to evaluate, that is the comment, recommend, and comment approach can be used here. Plus, I approach can also be used, I believe, in the way. Otherwise, the evaluation by Toastmaster Ashok was really great. Now moving over to our second evaluation, that is by Somidra. I think the name is right, Somidra. Correct me if the name is right.
Shaurendra Bhaumik.
Shaurendra Bhaumik, sorry. So over to you, sir. Thank you. Sir, you are on mute.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sarthak Arora. Today's speech, The Icebreaker by Sumangla. Sumangla, you were absolutely fantastic, because this is your icebreaker. And as an icebreaker, you were presenting yourself and introducing yourself to all your colleagues in this club. To that extent, the way you opened your speech by saying, fasten your seatbelts, that attracted us towards you and captivated us right through the speech. Being the first child, and the way you showed that being the child who was alone at that time, the pressures on you, the family pressures, whether it was in sports, education, and in the other fields, was very brilliantly created for us. And then the brother comes in, and how you lose that attention which you were seeking when you were a small child and as you were growing up without any other sibling. And once that love diverted, you were confused. And that came through very well. The psychological impact on you and how you overcame that. And then how you had this pressure on yourself that you had to prove yourself by getting into engineering college. And then later on, how you explained to us that all your friends were getting married and there was again a pressure on you to get married. I thought you were very confident and you went about with a very clear understanding of what you had to tell us. You were very comfortable right through, and I saw that you used the tonalities, your speed of your speech, and the volume that you exerted was brilliant. If I do have a recommendation, it would be that please look at the camera. The eye contact with the audience will make your speech better. Though you have achieved an excellent level, looking at the camera instead of trying to refer to the script will really help you. Overall, brilliant speech as an opening speech and an icebreaker, and I wish you all the success in your life. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Let's give it up for Toastmaster Surendra for this invincible evaluation he has done. And the way, sir, you have used the pauses, the way you are using your hand gesture was really making me also engaged with you, and that's a quality of being a good evaluator. And one thing I feel that this can be worked upon, that is using eye approach. So overall, otherwise it was a great evaluation and all the points were covered for the speaker. Now coming over to the third evaluator, who is Pratima. Yeah. So let me call upon Pratima to evaluate the speech of third speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratima.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good to see each one of you, especially Toastmaster Anna, whose speech I evaluate today. After all, it's not every day that one gets to evaluate the speech of their mentor. Today's meeting has been a day of icebreaker speeches, and each speaker did a fantastic job at that. Before I begin with Anna's evaluation, I would want everyone to know, especially our lovely new members, that though Anna has delivered her icebreaker speech today, she is a veteran Toastmaster of our club. Talking about Toastmasters Anna's speech. Toastmaster Anna, you had an extremely specific introduction wherein you shared your love for Facebook. And love it or hate it, social media is hard to ignore in these times. Hence, your introduction captivated the audience's attention. Your speech was phenomenal. You gave us a tour of how big a fan you are of Happy Memories. And you took us 7 years back into your life. And then from Happy Memories, you brought in a contrast from happy to sad, quite unexpected. And again, did a great job at captivating the audience. 2014, you painted a visual which gave us an insight into the time of Christmas. You chose appropriate and careful vocabulary. You had an amazing flow to your speech and you were extremely coherent all through. Your vocabulary was very descriptive with words like, he was angry, he yelled at me, cut me like a knife, fundamentally flawed. Your body language was flawless and your intonation was impressive. Talking about marriage, it is work and work every day. Well, I'm not the best person to speak on marriage as I've never been married. However, I do know that any relationship requires a healthy dose of teamwork and mutual respect. You, Toastmaster Anna, were extremely honest and vulnerable with us when you spoke about the emotional abuse of marriage. You were bold. It's not easy for everyone to talk about something so personal. We could see your feelings and we felt moved. You also spoke about self-doubt, which all of us as humans have, but we might shy away from it, speaking openly. You proved that at the end of the day, no one is invincible and it's okay to not be okay. Toastmaster Anna, I have to congratulate you for being this courageous and for trusting in us. In my opinion, your speech was natural from the heart and extremely phenomenal. I thought hard about suggestions and feedback, but I couldn't. And then in the end, you turned the table towards us when you asked what pain we need to withhold to make the best out of the situation. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Anna. You were brilliant. You gave your audience inspiration and, most importantly, courage. More power to you. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Toastmaster Pratima for such a invincible evaluation. The way she was using her tonality, that is the tone of voice, has so many great way of using that, like ups and downs of voice as well as where to pause, where to stop. That was really impressive. And the way she is evaluating the speaker makes me feel that she has said everything right about what speaker is good at and what recommendations are required. Small recommendation from my side, I somewhere feel that it would be very appreciable that the camera can be turned on if there is no genuine reason, so that the evaluation for the evaluator can be done properly. Overall, the way evaluation was done by Pratima, Toastmaster Pratima, was really awesome. So now we are done with the part 3 of evaluation. Now is the last evaluation that will be done for table topic master. So for table topic master, I would be evaluating her. Now starting over to Toastmaster Khushbu. But before that, I request if we can just vote for the best speech evaluator. Let's wait for some time and then I'll give my evaluation. Toastmaster
You can,
Rupinder, are
you
we
can
done?
carry on. You can carry on. I'll end it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupinder, for introducing the poll. Now coming over to Toastmaster Khushbu, who has done the table topics, who has taken the table topics. I will share her evaluation in 3 parts. First, I will tell what positive things went on when she was taking her role. Secondly, I will suggest some recommendation for which she can work upon for the next table topics. And third, finally, what all good things happened in her table topics I will conclude. So starting from first, that is Khushbu, the way you started properly by connecting with the theme, as well as you introduce your role in a very appropriate way, which I feel is the good start to your table topics. Even I feel when the speaker was speaking and later on he was done with the speaking, I was finding that you are actually connecting with the speaker as well as what audience react to that speaker when the speaker is speaking. That was a very good point. Now coming over to second part, that is a recommendation. I found out when that the speaker was over with his table topic speech, Toastmaster Khushbu was agreeing to the point of speaker. However, the way she was taking that content, it was very longer, so that we might have utilized the time for other speakers as well. So just try to reduce the point which the speaker has told. You can just conclude in a very short way. That I somewhere feel that can be done. Secondly, that somewhere or the other, I somewhere feel the background was not coordinating with you because of the background light. So next time I request to take up a background which can match with your face, so that we can see the Toastmaster clearly in order to understand what table topics she has. Yeah. Last thing I feel that in the process of recommendation, that is asking Toastmasters first to take up the topics. That is, anyone who want to take up the topic, then if no one is reverting back within a couple of seconds, then we can move to any table topic speaker, that this person, this Toastmaster can take up this topic. And last is that presenting the topic in a Toastmaster way. For example, you like there was a topic, customer is always right. So taking the Toastmaster name, customer is always right, taking the name and over to you. Now finally, commendation part, that is the positive part. Overall, the way you were engaging with the audience as well as speaker was very impressive as well as very invincible. Even I love the way you were taking your role very in a very appropriate way, which I feel that the topics you use today are actually appropriately matching with the theme of the day. Even I feel that this is the quality of being a good table topic master. Now overall, it was a fabulous and great. Over to you. That's it. Thank you very much for my evaluation. Now, as we are done with the evaluation of table topics, finally, I would like to call my tag team who has been for the full meeting playing a role very seriously, and let's see what we have today for the tag team. So let me call upon first timer of the day. So Toastmaster Kiran, you can be here.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. You are audible and visible. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. And I'm sorry for the technical glitches I'm facing it. I got some disturbance. I apologize for that. All the three speeches were the icebreaker speeches, and the timing for the speeches was 4 to 6 minutes. First two speakers were very well within their time limit, but the last speaker exceeded the time. She exceeded the time limit by 1 minute 15 seconds. Her time was 7 minutes 15 seconds. So as per the Toastmasters rules, she has been disqualified. Talking about the table topic, all the table topic speakers were very well within the time limit, so there is no disqualification. Now coming over to the evaluation part. In the evaluation part, the speakers, the evaluators, first speaker is disqualified as he spoke less than 2 minutes. His time was 1 minute 53 seconds. Coming over to the next evaluator, Surendra sir, Bhaumik sir, sorry. He was very well within the time. His time was 3 minutes 15 seconds. And coming over to the last speaker, last evaluator, the last evaluator spoke for more than 3 minutes 30 seconds. Her time was 3 minutes 37 seconds. So she is also being disqualified for exceeding the time limit. Apart from that, everyone else was well within the time, and that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Let's give it up for Toastmaster Kiran for such a great timer report. Toastmaster Kiran, the way you have handled today's meeting, I would like to thank even Toastmaster Rupinder for supporting you in maintaining the time limit, because if you are only there and no one is there, there might be chances that the speaker would have not followed the time limit and would exceed, as well as for the table topics. So let's give it up for Toastmaster Rupinder also for helping and supporting Toastmaster Kiran today. Thank you so much. Now we have our second R counter, that is second role R counter. And I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Sumit. Over to you, Toastmaster Sumit.
Is my screen visible to all?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarthak. We had a lot of crutch word usage today in our meeting. I had certain recommendations. I would straight away go to those recommendations. It would be beneficial for all. Toastmaster Deepak used a lot of crutch words, and one of their favorite uses was right. The challenge for you, Deepak, for the next meeting is that you will completely avoid this word, which is right. We mostly use this word when we want to other people that whether they have got what we are saying or not, believe that we have all got what we are trying to say, and just work on this particular one word, right. The right and actually and point of view. These three things are something that I would say it's a challenge that we will not use going forward. Kiran, you use 7 crutch words, 4 are, 3 ums. Mehul, you were perfect. I also use one gap pause, and I have just now used an R. Sarthak, great. A recommendation for you is very word is something we can avoid mostly. And instead of sir, if we use the name is the one thing which everybody likes. The name is something that we are attached since our birth. So that's why I would say that better would be that during the meeting you use the name instead of sir. Now is your favorite word. So something that you need to work upon. Instead of saying now we are moving on to the next section, let's move to the next section would be a better option. Urunjay, wonderful icebreaker speech. The challenge for you is that we will use less of that, and also next is Khushbu, you also used sir in the meeting. We will use the sir as a word of respect after the meeting, but during the meeting we will try to avoid this. Next is Rupinder Singh. Okay, next is, I think Rupinder Singh is perfect. Mehul was perfect in Toastmasters 3. Raj also used 2 crutch words. Next, we are on to Sharendra sir. I have used the sir for that. Very can be replaced with different options, like very well can be replaced with brilliant, and same with very confident and very comfortable, pleasant, right? So I have just used right, another count for me. So these is the report from my side. We will try to use less of right, less of well, less of very, and less of sir in the next meetings. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarthak. That's not from my side.
Let's give it up for Toastmaster Sumit for such a detailed report he has made. So I'm quite impressed by the way he has used, noticed each and everything which can be worked upon, and I personally will myself work upon these things which has been recommended by you. Thank you so much. Now coming over to third Toastmaster, who is who is the grammarian, Toastmaster Mehul. So over to you, Toastmaster Mehul, for your grammarian report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarthak. Let me slide into the great usage of grammar that we saw in the meeting today. Toastmaster Deepak used sales pitch. Toastmaster Purunjay used technical blogs, AI, machine learning, some nice technical jargon that was brought in. Sumangal used out of the blues, mighty Himalayas. Toastmaster Anna used emotional abuse, narcissist, cut through me like knives. Toastmaster Sarthak used tonality. These are some brilliant usage of words that were found in the meeting today. Some incorrect usage of grammar which can be worked upon. I'll say the incorrect version. I'll say the correct version in another 30 seconds. I would really appreciate if you all could come up with the correct version. So unmute yourself and help me find the correct version of these incorrect phrases or words. How products are doing in the market. Nothing wrong with it. What's the better way? Toastmaster Sharendra, I think you're saying something. Unmute yourself.
How will you repeat that word once?
How products are doing in the market.
How are the products doing in the market?
How are the products doing in the market? Absolutely. And there's another better way to further refine it. How are products performing in the market? Thank you so much, Arinder sir. And let's think on our feet and get more grammar to feet. Train for better services for you to support. It was a jumble sentence altogether that I found. So yes, let us.
Service support training.
Thank you. That's a great usage to support for your better service for training. Absolutely. Thank you. Developed new passions to travel.
Found new passion to travel.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupinder. I somewhere feel.
I felt.
Toastmaster, I felt is fine and perfect. Toastmaster Raj, what were you saying?
Somewhere I
The
felt.
same thing I felt.
Somehow I felt.
Somewhere I
Or
felt.
Somehow I
felt.
felt.
Or somewhere I
Somehow,
felt.
somehow I felt. All these are correct usages. Thank you so much, Toastmasters. And there were few incorrect pronunciations as well. Surreal was pronounced as surreal, and our uh, R was pronounced as our and over. So it's R. So these are some things to take a note of. If no one, reverting back was used. So the correct is reverting. Reverting in itself means reverting back. So no need to add a back to it. The word of the day was used 6 times in this meeting, once by Toastmaster Sumangal, once by Toastmaster Pratima, and Toastmaster Sarthak made it a point to use it after every evaluator. So the count moved to 4 for Toastmaster Sarthak. So brilliant work done with grammar today. And I think we have something to get back home with the grammar. And with this, I hand over the stage back to you, Toastmaster Sarthak. Over to you.
Let's give it up for Toastmaster Mehul for a crisp evaluation and a very engaging way he was evaluating, and the very engaging way he was interacting with other people to give a chance to correct their grammar. Even I love the way he was noticing each and every word and the right way of using the word and the good usage of words. So I feel that all of my tag team has played a very great role, and I love the way all have done. So just allow me a minute. Let me click on the poll to further go with the process. Yeah. Now we are done with the evaluation as well as the tag team. Now it's my responsibility to tell about the overall meeting. I noticed that the meeting started on time. All the things were properly managed. That the presiding officer introduced about the like today's meeting, as well as he has even welcomed the guests who are not of this club. And then we have the Toastmasters of the day was has introduced his theme in a very great way. He was very engaging, and even I love the way he was putting the points that were related to the theme of the day. Now the speaker section was going on well, and later on I feel that overall meeting was managed great, and we all loved the meeting. Some things I feel that can be worked upon, that is to like taking sometimes there can be like miscommunication between the roles, like the way it happened before the meeting. So that can be worked upon before, after having a discussion with all the members, that are they okay with the role. So at the end moment there was a role change happened, so that can be avoided for the next time, that we can work upon for the next time, that the role can be taken before as well, to make sure that we are sure of the rules. Secondly, the thing that is we all can put this background as Toastmaster virtual background to make feel us that we are sitting in a Toastmaster meeting, right? Third, I feel that we can all put our designation, our role designation, that is related to evaluator, general evaluator, our counter, like this. So it will make us that we know who is that person who is playing that role for today. Overall, the meeting was going great, and as we started on time, we hope that the meeting will end also on time. Now, with this final evaluation, I hand over my stage to Toastmaster Deepak for further process. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you, General Aviator, Toastmaster Sarthak. It was a great session and lots of learnings from you, right? So moving further, for concluding the topic is like what the CRM is actually. So just to summarize the things which we talk about is, I just want to say that having good product and a services doesn't mean you're going to achieve the good customer base, right? So in this competitive market, we should have all arms and ammunition with us, right? So CRM is one of the CRM is the one of the tool which we should have all the time with all the organizations, right? Now people are not talking about, when we're talking about now, the people are not talking about the customer centric. You should be you should be employee centric as well. You have to take care of your employees as well. If your employees are happy, then obviously you're going to get the good customers and the happy customers as well. For achieving both the things, you should have CRM in your organization, right? So CRM is that tool which is going to help you to achieve the both. Like if your salespeople are happy, if your marketing people are happy, if your customer support and services support people are happy with you, then obviously they're going to give great services to your customers, right? So from me, the customer relationship management system is a mandate for all the organization. That is what my thought is. I'm concluding for my topic now. Over to you, Presiding Officer Sumit.
And then are we done with the polls?
We have the polls for the best role player. I'm launching them now. You can continue by thanking the guests.
Thank you everyone for joining us today in this meeting. We have a lot of guests with us today. We have with us Mehul. We have the poll also.
We can ask Area Director Mehul to please give his feedback.
Yeah, we have with us our Area Director Mehul, and we would like to hear from you, Mehul, your word of advice and feedback for us.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sumit. Thank you, Toastmaster Rupinder. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a beautiful and amazing meeting. I really enjoyed the table topics and how everything was in sync. So it was about CRM and everything did really gel into the theme and it went really smooth that way. A few recommendations there as well. I found that the objectives of the speeches were missing today. So really request the VP Education to incorporate that in the agenda as well and have the TMOD made aware that they can be the objectives read out just before the speech for everyone in the audience to get a glimpse about what the speech is actually going to be like. And that is a point of feedback for it. Again, at the end of the day, it was an amazing meeting. I really enjoyed being in the meeting. I got a chance to speak as a grammarian and as a table topic speaker, and nothing like it. All the happy faces on a bright Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for having me. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. And back to you, Toastmaster Sumit.
Thank you, Mehul. It's an honor for us that you are here with us today. We have with us Kiran also. Kiran, would you like to suggest some feedback for us?
I would like to suggest things for myself only. Like I want to come prepared next time. So it was like I should not repeat such kind of mistake of having technical glitches. I thank Mr. Rupinder Singh for very well taking up the timer role and helping me out in sorting out this. I I seriously feel very sorry that I came like this. And that's all from my side. I just want everyone to come prepared. That's it.
No sorries in life, just been every day the learning day for all of us. So that's great that we have learned something today. And it's always be good to be positive about things and then keep on improving. And that's thank you, Rupinder. Thank you, Kiran, for joining us. And we are very, very thankful to you for joining us today. Diana, would you like to share? We have message from Diana. I enjoyed the table topics and thank you for inviting me with, and the meeting was great. Thank you, Diana, for your feedback. We have with us Raj. Raj sir, would you, I use again the word sir, sorry for this, but I'll use it after the meeting. So will you please help us understand where we can improve?
Thank you, Sumit. Overall, I like the meeting. I'm also +1 with the area director that the objectives were not read out. And I also like the icebreaker speeches, especially both the icebreaker speeches. I think VP Education should also tell to the icebreaker speakers that they can also include their future plans, because what we hear in a icebreaker speech is that they tell us about the past, whatever has happened in their lives. They sometimes fail to tell us what they want to become, what is their aim in life, things like that. So that will also be a point or a point of content in the icebreaker speech. That's all.
Thank you, Raj. Last but not the least, we have with us our GE, Mr. Sarthak, today to give us some feedback.
Thank you so much, Presidential Officer Sumit, for welcoming me. And it was such a great time actually having with you all. And this is actually, I got the opportunity for General Evaluator because of, I think, you gave me the platform. So I'm very happy that today I actually played a role of General Evaluator. I'm very much happy. Feedback, I think I've already given when I was generally evaluating all of the meeting. So no other recommendation from my side. I think I completely agree to Raj sir and Mehul, Toastmaster Mehul, for that reading the objectives by the evaluators first and then proceeding to the speaker. And one more recommendation is that we can ask when the speaker slot, that is the speaker first part, is completed, we can ask the timer that if any disqualification happened at that time only, so that we can refine our polls and next even in the table topics as well. So that can be worked upon to ask the timer if any disqualification at that time only. That's all from my side. Over to you, presiding officer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarthak, and thank you everybody for joining us today. Rupinder sir, are we done with our award?
Certificates are being generated. We have a few roles open for next week. Let's try and complete them. Also, let's try to get the roles for the members first. Then we'll see if we can reach out to the guests. Thank you. This is part of the feedback that we got from members last week.
I would like to do a speech.
Khushbu, I would like you to note down all the requests.
So we don't have speech slot available.
Okay,
The available roles are mentioned in the chat box.
No, we have a speech slot available. Puranjay gave a speech today.
No, our speakers are Pratima, Ashok, and Deepak, and we cannot accommodate more than 3 speeches in a meeting.
Great. Then will you please put me for the next week?
The next week on 26th, we have ISC, we have the club contest.
The week after that?
Okay, would you like to take any other role for the upcoming meet?
Whatever role you give me.
Toastmaster of the meeting.
Okay, I am making you Toastmaster of the meeting.
Perfect.
I'll try to take one of the evaluator role. I haven't tried it, but going to try for the first time.
Sumangal, your name is there in the evaluators for next week.
Okay. Thank you.
I have GE available and timer and our counter and grammarian. The whole tag roles are available and GE.
I can try GE.
Okay.
So if available, an evaluator, if available.
I can take timer for the next meeting.
Who's this? Who's taking timer for the next meeting?
Sarthak, this is Sarthak.
Okay.
I can see Diana for our counter also.
Khushbu, are you noting this down because I'm trying to generate the certificates?
Yes, I'm noting everything. I have made Sarthak as a timer. Anyone for grammarian and our counter?
Purunjay, Deepak, Anna.
They all have taken roles. Anna, would you like to become the grammarian or the our counter? I have only Anna and Hope left for the roles. And me myself.
Let me get back to you, Kushbu, because I might not be at next meeting. But
Sure, thank you. Sumit, I think you can close the meeting. We'll fill up the roles next with WhatsApp chat.
1 second, I'm still generating the certificates.
In the meanwhile, I'm repeating again, all the members are requested to go to the Toastmaster website, go through it thoroughly because some of us are new here. And in case you need any help, reach out to me or Khushbu and try to, whenever you give a speech, then give a post analysis and close that speech on the Toastmasters website, and also file for awards whenever it is due. This will help us be on track and reach to the aim that we have set for ourselves, which is minimum of President Distinguished Club.
Okay. Okay, we are having some challenges with the certificate generation. I'll have to check. I'll just read out the results. Yeah, before I do that, there is an announcement from our Vice President of Education. The special leadership program is open, and I would ask you to apply for it. We have Mehul Sehgal here, who is our area director and is the best person to explain what the special leadership program is. Mehul, if you could just explain it. Thank you very much. Mehul, you have to unmute.
Okay. So the special leadership program, I think Khushbu might have shared the details with you by now. So I would just like to add one specific element to the message that has been circulated. It contains all the details about the special leadership program, and the district has also created a specific portal to cater to all the frequently asked questions about SPL. So I would request the club members to actually go to the portal and see those FAQs and get your queries addressed. I'd also shared with Toastmaster Khushbu that is one of the criterias for your Golden Gable target that Blue Quest Toastmasters Club has been targeting. So one person at least needs to be trained for SP Special Leadership Program. Yeah, and that's all I have to say. And I would really request you all to go ahead and check all the information on the district's portal about SLP. Thanks. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mehul. And while you were speaking, we finally got the certificate program to run. So I will, so as the certificates are getting generated, I will want to answer one of the specific lines of feedback to our general evaluator. We do not ask the timer for the time because we try to keep it as close to a contest environment as possible. So in the contest, I know that the times are not even read out in the contest, but we try that the voting happens, and then we decide based on the voting. If a person is disqualified, we do not consider them for voting. That is number one. Second, as you saw today, we had a glitch with the timing device. And in that case, there is a possibility that we might give grace time. Chief Judge has that prerogative. So when you combine these two, we do not read out the times, because the general evaluator in their capacity can decide whether or not to give a grace. Okay. In the cases of two disqualifications today, Toastmaster Anna actually went way over the grace period of 30 seconds. And in the case of Pratima, the timing device did not malfunction. If it had happened in the case of other two evaluators, we might have given them a 30 seconds grace. So having said that, I'm not going to share my screen. Without wasting further time, I've gone. Okay. Are you able to? All right. Our third best table topic speaker for today was Toastmaster Diana. Many congratulations, Diana. The second best table topic speaker today, Sumit Juneja. God knows how many roles he was playing today. The best table topic speaker today was also playing multiple roles. Many congratulations, Mehul Sehgal, for that wonderful topic. The best speech evaluator today. By the way, this was because of the disqualification. Sharendra Bhaumik. Many congratulations, Sharendra. Best auxiliary role player today went again to Mehul Sehgal. Congratulations. Okay, thanks, Diana. The best speaker, we had actually two best speakers today. It wouldn't have been two best speakers had one of our speakers got qualified. Sumangal and Puranjay, many congratulations. That is why I always tell people participate in contests, because you never know who's going to get disqualified. Okay. Thank you so very much. Our international speech contest is coming up next week. Okay. Thanks, Diana. The best role player was the general evaluator. Oh, okay. The best certificate for the best role player did not get generated. I'm sorry for that, but it was the general evaluator. I will ensure that your certificate reaches you. Thank you very much, everyone, for being such a supportive audience today. Thank you very much. 26th, we have an international speech contest. Let's make life difficult for our contest chair. As many participants as possible, please. Thank you.
Happy day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Should I stop the recording?
26th is National Holiday, right?